Can you guys hear me now? I just added some audio. I want to know if you can hear me now. Hopefully you can. You guys still can't hear me? I just added audio. That audio you can't hear? Hey, John, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so it doesn't work there. Hold on. All right, we're going to keep adding here. Hold on. Oh, you can hear me. Can you hear me a lot or just a little bit? Welcome in, everybody. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I know it's kind of... Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, good. Oh, good. Okay, good. All right. Well, welcome in, everybody. Like I was saying, I don't know if you heard me, but Melissa is feeling under the weather. So, hey, Brian, welcome in. Good. Melissa is feeling under the weather, so she's not going to join us tonight. But I wanted to go live, obviously, even though she wasn't feeling well, for a couple different reasons. Obviously, we want to talk about Endgame. Trailer came out today. I know Dan went live earlier today. Dan, I couldn't watch it. I'm sorry, I was at work. Busy day. Well, I wouldn't put the chat there if Melissa was there. So I figured we'd try something new tonight since she was not here. I said, oh, we're going to try it. Yep, she's not feeling well. So everybody, please be sure to leave some nice comments or hearts for Melissa, as she's just not feeling well at all. She's under the weather. She's sound asleep. And normally she wouldn't be right now, but she is not feeling well at all. Obviously, let me just, for those that are joining or watching the replay, be sure to check out our partner channels. Steve's World, who's in the chat. Great channel. Wonderful Disney stuff. Be sure to check out his channel. And, of course, AJ from the Kingdom Times. They do wonderful as well. Hey, Jelly's Journeys, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Samantha Lowe, I don't remember if I said hi to you or not. I apologize. But welcome in, everybody. And great partner channels. Be sure to check them out. The links are in the description below. And also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We love doing Disney stuff, live streams, and other videos as well. Nerdy Blurb, welcome in. OBS skills. No, not really. I have got to learn overlays and stuff like that. I don't even know how to do any of that stuff. Isaac, welcome in. Donna, hey, welcome in. Hope everybody's doing well. I've got a lot to learn on this stuff. I am so technically unadvanced. But I'm trying. So I said, well, let's do this. I'm going to try and add a chat and see what we could do. It's funny because everything else, when the chat I see on the screen, it's behind on everything else. Brian's going live Sunday. He's going to be at a Pacific City around 1 p.m. Sure, we certainly will, Brian. I will be there. I'll be there. Be sure to check him out if you can. Yeah, this shirt right here is from... Oh, wrong side. This is from Hollywood Studios. This was for Moonlight Magic for DVC members. We got it. It's kind of worn now, but yeah, I could wear it all the time. Yeah, I'm telling you, OBS is... there's so much... And you can't do Streamlabs OBS for a Mac. It won't let you do it. So all the other really great bells and whistles, I can't get them in there. If anybody knows how to do it, let me know. Hey, Chris, Disney World Adventures, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. But I do definitely want to talk Avengers Endgame trailer. Came out today. And then I want to talk a few other things as well. And we may not go the whole hour tonight because with Melissa feeling under the weather, and I thought I was going to be late again tonight. I didn't really prepare as much, and I apologize, everybody. But I hope everybody watched Steve's World last night. He filled in admirably again for Meg, who should be back next week, if I'm not mistaken. Meg should be back, so it'll be nice to have her back. But Steve did great. We talked Disney villains last night. That was a good time. Yep, Streamlabs, I'm sure you are, Chris. I got to learn how to do it. Let me, of course, say to everybody, be sure to check out the liveplace.com. Family-friendly streams on there. They host this show and lots of other shows, including Disney Dan's show, Disney Fiasco on Saturdays, Meg's Wednesdays in Wonderlands, and lots of other channels and streams. They do family-friendly stuff, Disney and other stuff too, so be sure to check them out. Absolutely. Nope, Steve, you did great. But I do want to talk Endgame. I watched the trailer probably, at this point, 4 times. I thought it was great. Don't get me wrong. I did tear up a little bit. I think because it's finally coming to an end. I think we finally are... we're coming to an end with these characters, I think, and it's starting to really hit home of what's about to happen, and that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sad. Melissa needs hugs, yes, she does, and but I thought it was awesome. It's definitely going to be a bittersweet ending, I think, for a lot of us. Oh, I definitely liked it. I loved it. I loved the trailer. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, Steve is killing it with the streams. He's doing great. I thought he did great, and he did a wonderful job for sure. But I really enjoyed the trailer. The trailer was great. Obviously, very foreboding again, very melancholy and sad, but it was rightfully so. But it just goes to show you that what they said really kind of sets it up, in my opinion. They basically say it, whatever it takes, and whatever it takes is probably going to mean whatever it takes. In an unfortunate kind of way, I think. Yeah, I got the chat on the screen. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know if there's a way to make it better, a little bit more fancy and stuff like that, Chris. I'm working on that, but we'll have to see. Yep, whatever, hashtag whatever it takes, pretty much, Steve. That's how it's going to go down, I think. But I think this movie is basically going to be our tribute to Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, those characters. Because if you notice in the trailer, they showed scenes from each one of those guys, their first movie. You saw Iron Man 1, Captain America, the first Avenger, and Thor 1. You saw scenes from all those movies. And I think we're ultimately going to be, this will be their swan songs and their kind of tribute. This will be their tribute film, I think. Yeah, I don't know if that cat survived it or not, but I like the new haircut, to be honest with you, Steve. It's right up my alley, man. That's right up my alley. If I could get my hair to do that, I would wear my hair like that. Of course, that's probably the military speaking. I've always had my hair short ever since my days in the military, but so it doesn't bother me. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Chris. I know that you can change the font size and the color. I just don't know how. So I'll have to figure that out. Thor's hammer, but that's not, it's Stormbreaker, right? It's not Yeoman, or whatever they call it. Yeah, it's just hair, exactly. Unless you're, what's it, Samson? I think he needs his hair. Other than him, you're right, I don't think it really matters. But, down with Flurkins. I don't know. I thought the trailer was really good. I think the reason why we're seeing different hairstyles and different hair colors from when you look at Black Widow, I wonder if certain scenes are her in the past compared to her in present. I wonder how that is, because I know, we're talking quantum realm and all that, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of time travel involved in this movie. A mohawk mullet. Yeah, I don't know about the white box either, John. We'll have to figure that out in futures. That's why this is just a test to see how it would go. I mean, we could easily, change, I think, screens, or I could bring it back and do that. So it just depends on. But for now, I just wanted to test it tonight to see what it would be like, just for fun, just to see different things of what we could or couldn't do. I know Dan got OBS. I saw that on his. And then we'll have to see. No audio again? You guys can't hear me again? Can you hear me now? Oh, when it's, okay. See, that's part of learning. So when I switch it from the main ticker, but when I come back to that, you can hear me. Okay, interesting. Okay. Then that means I'll have to add that to both scenes, and that's where you guys come into play. You help me with that. But okay, gotcha. So I wanted to touch on a couple other things. We talked a little bit about that. Melissa and I'll put a little tease out there, have some possible big news coming up down the road. I don't want to bring it up too much just yet, but we're have some big news for the channel coming hopefully soon. And as we get closer to that, we'll obviously let everybody in on it. But hopefully we'll be able to tell everybody down the road. But we'll have to see on that. But definitely everything's going well. And did you guys see that at Disney World in Magic Kingdom, they have drained the moat again by Cinderella Castle? And the reason why they drained it is because they are widening the walkway between where Sleepy Hollow is, that walkway right there from Sleepy Hollow, how you can go to the back of Cinderella's castle right there. They're going to widen that area. And that's good, because that is such a, like, it really bottlenecks right in there, where it really gets backed up, especially if people stop with their strollers and stuff. It really bottlenecks right there. So they are going to widen that a little bit. And I think they should. They need to, because that area is I like it over that way. You can really get some great pictures of the castle, but it's so small. It's such a skinny area. They need to open that up a little bit. And they've already started it. They've already started to drain the moat over that way so that they can widen that area. I don't know that they have a specific time frame yet as to when that's going to be done, but I do know that they're doing it, and that makes perfect sense to do it that way, because they need, with the increased crowds that are coming, especially with Galaxy's Edge opening, they need to find ways to make some of these areas bigger. I wish there was a way they could also, another area where I wish they could make it bigger is the area between Peter Pan and It's a Small World. If you ever notice how much it bottlenecks right in there, it's terrible right there. Brian says, I thought it was to dig up all the flurkins. No, Brian. No, not this time. They have meet and greets on that path, Chris? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Interesting. But yeah, they need to really widen that area right there. They didn't say specifically how wide they were going to go. I'm going to say they're probably going to double it from what it was and make it like twice the size of what it was. That's my opinion. But they didn't give a specific time frame or length of what it's going to be, but it's going to be bigger, and it needs to be. So that's good. Fantasyland in certain areas opens up, and it's fine, Chris. But other parts of it are so, there's hardly any area. And that area between Peter Pan and It's a Small World is just terrible. When you have large crowds, it bottlenecks so bad in there. And it's like, that's why they have to have the people out there directing saying, keep right, or keep left, whatever it is they do. And you have to, because it's so terrible right there. I don't know what they can do, if they can do anything. They probably can't, to be honest with you. Oh, see, now I didn't know the Sisters and the Fairy Godmother met right there. I thought they met up more by the castle, not actually on the path. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't think that path will take too long, but I do say this. Since it's going to be down while they're expanding it, that's going to make things even worse, because now that's one less path that you can use to get around. A lot of folks usually use that path when they can't go through the castle. They go that way to get to the back where Fantasyland is. They won't be able to do that for the foreseeable future. So we'll have to see how it goes. But I think it'll... Yeah, it's close to the castle, absolutely. But we'll have to see what they do with that. But that's big news, I thought, this week, and I didn't realize they were doing that. Also, I heard that they're renaming the parking lot, or certain areas of the parking lot over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Like, one of them is going to be BB-8, Mickey, Minnie. They're going to have Olaf and different names like that. So that's kind of neat, too. I know they do that over with the parking lots at... they have the villains and the heroes, and that's over at Magic Kingdom. I don't know as much about the parking lots because we always stay on property, and we always use the buses. So very seldom do we ever... No, not very seldom. We've never literally driven a car to one of the Walt Disney theme parks. We've never had to. So, I don't know if all the parks do that or not. Maybe they do. Maybe all the parks at their parking lots, do they name their parking lots or different sections after characters? I know Magic Kingdom does it, and now it sounds like Disney's Hollywood Studios is going to do it. Steve says he has pins of the parking lot signs. That's pretty good, Steve. I didn't know they had that. Wow. And a lot of it is really nice. I was looking at some of the Flower and Garden Festival merchandise they have this year as well. Some of it is unbelievable. Hey, Robin, welcome in. No problem at all. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. We're probably going to have a half an hour stream tonight compared to the hour that we normally do. Melissa's under the weather, and I thought we were going to be able to do some stuff tonight, but unfortunately with her being under the weather, we really didn't have time to plan. Normally what we do is probably about a half an hour beforehand, we talk about what we want to talk about during the night, and that's normally our MO. So Epcot does. Okay. Imagine, etc. Okay, well, that makes sense then. See, I didn't know that. Again, I'm never over there with the vehicle. I don't need one, because normally we'll fly down, and when we fly, everything we just use the Disney transportation to do it. Yes, everyone, if you could, please hit that like button. Oh, she'll be fine. She just had a major headache, lots of stress at work. So, you know, she wasn't feeling well, and she said she was going to lay down for a little bit and wake up at 7 o'clock and see how she felt. Well, she never woke up. So I said, that's no problem. Just stay asleep. Okay, so they all do have them. Interesting. Okay, see, I didn't know that. Interesting. How about that? But I was looking at Twitter, and of course, Meg's back. Meg's now over 2,500, for those that don't know. Meg's now over 2,500 subs. She's doing absolutely fantastic. And I am trying to find I need a new series to do for the next set. Now, we do, of course, the Disney month-by-month videos. I don't get them out as quickly as I should, but right now it's September, and October, November, December are coming up, so we'll have 3 left. After that, I'm thinking about doing another series. I just need to try to get some ideas. Anybody out there have any ideas? She took some Tylenol, Noah, for sure, and she took some other stuff too to help her feel better. So hopefully she will soon. Yeah, Meg's doing fantastic. Yeah, Meg's really taken off. Her channel has really taken off, and that's fantastic. And she puts in the hard work too. Absolutely, she does. But we want to do. Let's see. I asked you guys. Oh, I need ideas for new streams to do. Not streams so much, but videos, vlogs. A live stream series. I don't know about that. I know that, for those that don't know, Steve and I this weekend are going to be starting a new stream series where we're going to be doing Sports Night. And it's basically every Saturday at 8, following Disney Dan and Disney Fiasco. Myself, Steve, and others, whoever else wants to join, we are going to be doing a sports night. And we're going to be doing subjects, everything. You name the subject, we're going to talk about it. Some of them are going to be very controversial. Some of them won't. Some of them will just be fun stuff. But it's going to be great. Steve's already using them. That's okay, Steve. I understand. Absolutely. Don't worry about it. I'm excited for Saturday. It's a different topic. We have tons of Disney topics, and we have done tons of Disney streamers. So I thought, when I talked to Steve originally, I was like, why don't we do something a little bit different? You know, we're both big sports fans, and we have other folks that are in there. So we were like, that'd be great. And Chris, you're more than welcome to join, bud. If you would like to be there this weekend, you're more than welcome to. We're going to talk about, Steve and I, we can already tell you what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about our top 5, who we think our top 5 greatest baseball players of all time are. And we'll have some honorable mentions in there as well. And Steve's getting his list together, and I'm getting my list together, and we're gonna argue it out. Because I'm sure our lists are gonna be different, but we're gonna have fun with it. We really are. It's gonna be a good time, and we're gonna argue it out on who we think are the best of all time, and we're gonna back it up with our stats, and it's gonna be a good time. And if anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome to. Javi Lopez. I know who Javi Lopez is. He actually used to play for my team, but he played for the Atlanta Braves for most of his career. Steve, I'll be honest with you. When you see my list, you'll be surprised the players I pick on that list. Because I don't think there'll be an Oriole on that list. As much as I love the Orioles, I have players. I try to be legitimate with my picks on that stuff. I really do. I try not to say that. But for those of you who haven't heard, it looks as if, from what I'm hearing now, Haleo is going to open down at Disney Springs. Haleo, of course, is that new restaurant that's about to open. I think Jose Andres is the guy who runs it and is the creator over there. No, it says is Mickey Mouse on the top of the list for baseball games. No, he's not. Although he's good. Javi Lopez. No, I know who Javi Lopez is. Great catcher. Really good player. Yep. But Haleo is going to open March 17th down at Disney Springs, for those that don't know. From what we hear so far, it's going to be authentic Mexican food. Now, I'm not really into the Mexican food, but I did hear from what Melissa was saying, it's really going to be authentic. We were looking at the menu, some of the items that they were talking about on the menu. She even thought, she was kind of hesitant herself as to some of the items that they had on the menu that she may not even eat, which is saying something for Melissa, because she'll try almost anything. But they don't really say in the news blurb that I was reading here. It just says the menu will offer a diverse menu of Spanish sandwiches, bocados, both hot and cold, as well as gazpachos and salads to go. They'll also have like a little quick service on the side as well. I think they said it was called Pepe or something like that on the side, where you can get quick service stuff as well. So it's going to have all kinds of really good stuff from what I'm reading here. But it just depends on how authentic you want your food. If you really do, it's probably where you want to go then. And the restaurant itself is fantastic. I love the aesthetic of it. Just seeing the outside of it alone, the actual structure itself is really stands out at Disney from what you normally see down there. I love it. Hey, Dan, no problem. We were just talking about Haleo. Haleo down at Disney Springs is going to open March 17th. It looks like Disney announced it today or yesterday down at Disney Springs, so that's really kind of cool. And the menu items we were talking about, it's going to be really authentic Mexican Spanish food. And if that's what Spanish food, I say Mexican, but I meant Spanish. So if you're looking for something like that, that's where you want to go for sure. But definitely lots of different stuff on there. And I was just saying how it looked really awesome. The structure, the way they have it. I really like the design of it. Yeah, it is exciting now that they've got it open. March 17th is like next week. It's right around the corner for sure. And of course, they were talking about the Wonders of Life Pavilion is now closed. They've closed that down to start the construction of the new play pavilion that they're going to put there. So Wonders of Life is now closed, so you won't see that open for Food and Wine or Flower and Garden. I know a lot of times they use that as kind of the festival center. Not anymore. They've closed it for now. And I don't know how long that's going to close. I would assume that'll be a significant period of time, because this play pavilion looks really in-depth and looks like it's going to take a lot to get it done. So we'll have to see. 3 days away. Yep, 17. 3 days. That's right. Today's the 14th, isn't it? See? I can't keep up with the days anymore. But we're getting really excited for our trip in August. We have all kinds of different dining planned and ready to go. We actually had to change some of our dining because of Galaxy's Edge. We had originally had, Melissa and I originally had a Trails End breakfast scheduled for that Thursday, the 29th, the day Galaxy's Edge opened. Well, of course, we had to change that. Oh, Dan, you're going to the set of Friends? That's pretty cool. And no, what's 2026? 2026. Is that when they're saying the Play Pavilion's going to open? It's going to take that long? Wow. Oh, yeah, I don't think it'll take that long. But we'll have to see. But yeah, we had to change that dining reservation because we were going to have breakfast that morning at Trails End, but we can't now because, you know, we want to be there for the opening of Galaxy's Edge. So I told Melissa, I'm like, we got to change that right now. So we did. So our last day down there, we planned it for that day, and we'll do it. Hey, Rosie, welcome in. Everybody say hi to Rosie Wren. Just joining us. I appreciate you stopping in. It's going to be a shorter stream tonight, folks. I want to make sure I'm downstairs helping Melissa out and taking care of her, make sure she's doing okay. Galaxy's Edge, Dan, is going to be insane, but I think, getting back on that subject, Disney has to have something in plan. They've got to have some way where they're going to wall it off or do something where, they're going to say only a certain amount of people can get in, and then after that, they're going to have like just an entrance and an exit. Or I don't know how they're going to do it. But they can't just say, okay, go. They can't. Unless, what they could do, now that I think about it, they could just say only a certain amount of people can get into the park. And then from there, once you're into the park, only a certain amount of people can get into Galaxy's Edge. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this. But they have to have some way to streamline this so that we don't have people pushing and shoving and knocking people over and everybody's shoulder to shoulder the entire time. If you want this to go over well and to make it a great experience, then do that. Make it a great experience. Put the time, put the effort, put the brain power in and the thought process into it as much as you can and really make it worth people's while to go. Otherwise, it's going to make for a bad experience, and Disney doesn't want that. I know they know that they're going to get a ton of people anyway, but let's not ruin it for those that are going to take the time to get up early, be in those lines, wait it out. They need to do something. So that part scares me. I'm really worried about that. I don't want to have to wait 6 hours to do the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. But we'll have to see. And I did hear, and I keep hearing different stories, but there's a couple sites I use for a lot of the information, and they're usually very, very reliable. And I've heard that they are going to have extra magic hours at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and that's going to include Galaxy's Edge. I've heard other people say they're not, so we'll have to wait and see. Noah says his parents are thinking about checking out the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in winter 2019. Noah, that'd be a good idea because then it'll die down a little bit. That's a good idea, bud. Steve says, I was trying to figure out till Galaxy's Edge, but I'm wrong. It's like 165 days. Yeah, something like that, Steve. We won't have long. Dan says he's going to wear his Captain Kirk costume. Dan, I don't know if that's a good idea. You'll probably get attacked from people for that. Yes, Chris is right. Chris, I heard that as well. No fast passes, but extra magic hours. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Because I think ultimately, Fast Pass slows everybody down. I really do. I think Fast Pass slows everybody down. Because those in the standby queue, they have to wait for the Fast Pass people to go. So it slows it down. With this, it'll just be one constant line, and we should be able to keep people moving. At least that's the hope. That's my thought process on it. So Jelly's Journey says, we'll be there in November, wondering what the crowds will be like. Jelly's Journeys, I'm sure it's going to be very busy. I'm sure it will. I think that from here on out, for the next 2 years until we get to 2021 for the 50th, Galaxy's Edge is going to be front and center. The main attraction is really going to take a ton of people, and it's always going to be busy. There's really just nothing you can do about it. I mean, even now with Avatar Land, Pandora, and Flight of Passage, here we are well over 2 years since that opened, and that still has long lines. I mean, long lines. I mean, the same thing with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train still has 85-minute waits at this point. And that's been years from now. What's it been? 6 years at this point? 7 years? Since New Fantasyland opened and the Mine Train opened? So, unfortunately, this, which is by far Disney's biggest expansion ever, it's like Steve said yesterday, we were talking off air, it's the biggest expansion for theme parks ever in the world, period. It's the biggest. And this place is going to be totally crowded. It is. And I just hope Disney has a way of... I almost like the reservation idea for Disney World as well. I know they're doing it for Disneyland. It's a little bit smaller. I wish they had it for Disney World. I really do. I wish they had some sort of reservation process. But it's kind of a... I don't even know how they would do this. If you got the reservation once, you can't get it again for a while. I'll put it to you that way. Steve says he has to be there. Steve, I want to be there too. I've never been there for an opening before. Although we were there for a special event with Pandora, where we got to go into Pandora with only like, I don't know, 100 other people. That was pretty awesome. There was nobody in there. I mean, we walked through the queue line at Pandora literally alone. There was nobody in there with us. We had the whole place to ourselves. We would stop, look, take pictures. It was awesome. I would love to be able to get that again for Galaxy's Edge. That isn't going to happen probably, but that was really, really neat. And yeah, we've never been there for an opening of anything either, so it'll be nice to be down there for the opening for the biggest for the biggest land ever in the history of the world. That's how we see it. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. No, don't. I agree. Dan, you're 100% correct. Do not change reservations at this point. Absolutely not. You change a reservation at this point, you might lose it, and then you're done, and then you're out of luck. I agree 100%. Yep. Jelly's Journey says, only the bravest of the brave will be there for the opening. I hate crowds. I will not be there. I would agree with that on 99.9%. The 0.1% I'm going to say no is only because it fell in our lap. The opening fell the exact same week we're down there. So, I mean, if that's the case, to me, that's a sign. I can't miss it. Steve's brave. Steve, you're not going to be alone. You're not going to be alone, buddy. We're going to be there. Now, I don't know if I'm going to wait out overnight like you're going to do, but I'm going to be there for sure. Yep. And, of course, Disney not missing out on the opportunity to make some money, for those that don't know, raised their ticket prices right after they announced the opening of Galaxy's Edge. And I don't think it affected annual pass holders, but I do know they said that your date, here's what I think it reads. The date-based theme park tickets, multi-day theme park tickets, water park annual passes have all seen price changes. So a one-day base ticket between Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, which is one of the busiest times for Disney, is now $159. That's crazy. But a four-day base theme park ticket in the summer, with a starting date of around July 4th, has seen an increase of about $9 a day. That's a huge increase. To me, that's big. Jelly's Journey says, that's what happened to us for Pandora. We flew out on opening day, but wasn't too bad when we got there. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, pass holders are going to be okay. Dan, you're going. But it is. It's a huge increase. So a single-day ticket in the lowest priced date range remains unchanged at $109. So that's good. So if you're going during the slow time, it didn't change there. So that's good. But the water park annual passes, they increased by $9. So they went from $130 to $139. Annual passes for the main parks, they didn't change, which is nice. And then standard parking remains unchanged as well for parking. But preferred parking now has two tiers. You have a regular season preferred parking, which is $45, and a peak tier preferred parking, which is now $50. So there you go. They've made some changes. They're going to find ways to offset the amount of money it's cost them to build Galaxy's Edge. That's so funny. Yep, Disney's Typhoon Lagoon, I think, is getting ready to reopen very soon. I know they're on their annual refurbishment as well, and I know that's coming. But Disney always finds ways to make sure they make a little bit of extra money, for sure. And I'm interested to see it. And, of course, don't forget, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy is coming soon as well. That's going to open at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And I heard that John Ratzenberger, who's in every Pixar movie, has been doing a lot of audio, so he's going to be in it. His character, which is the big truck, is going to be in this Racing Academy thing. So that's kind of cool, too. You're right, Chris. It doesn't seem like slow times exist anymore at Walt Disney World. We are also going to upgrade to annual passes very soon. We are waiting on a few things, but once we get what we need, we are going to get our annual passes, hopefully within the next few weeks. And what's neat about annual passes, and I didn't know this, and that's very exciting, by the way, Jelly Shirnies. I'm glad you're getting them. You're gonna love it. But what's really neat about annual passes is, and I didn't know this, I learned this for the first time. If I were to buy them today, they don't go into effect until you use them. You have to activate them. So, like, I could buy them today in March, but we're not going to Disney until August. Well, they're not activated. Your year doesn't start until you activate it in August. So that's really good. I really like that. Steve says, this will be the longest trip I have taken at one time, so I will get to do a lot I don't normally get to do. Oh, absolutely, Steve. We're doing the same thing. I'll be honest with you. We are going to do less theme park stuff this time around and actually do more experiences of around Disney World that we've never done before. Some more stuff down at Disney Springs, doing more stuff at the resorts. I know that Melissa and I have wanted to do the little boats, the little like race boats that you can do on over by the Polynesian right there at Seven Seas Lagoon. So we're going to do that. We're going to do some other stuff that we normally don't do because we're always go in the parks. We're still going to do our theme park stuff, but we're gonna incorporate some other stuff too. So I think that'll be fun. I'm glad. It's exciting. This is going to be our first trip without the boys. So I'm a little apprehensive as to how we're going to handle this. But, you know, we'll make some sacrifices. Maybe I won't ride Space Mountain. Because I usually like to ride it because I'm riding it with my boys. Well, they won't be there this time. I don't want to ride it alone. And I know Melissa's not going to ride it. But she's also making some concessions where she said she'll ride Big Thunder and Splash Mountain. So those are the types of concessions you got to make. Steve says he's going to try and see all the resorts. I don't know that we're going to do that. But we might do several. There might be 2 or 3 that we do. I'd like to do the monorail loop one time and do that. Go to the Contemporary, go to the Polynesian, go to the Grand Floridian, walk around there, and that'll be fun. Well, yeah, we'll pretend they are to an extent. I don't want to do single liner. Steve, part of the experience for me of going to Disney has always been doing it with my family. Doing it with the boys, you know, having them there, seeing their experiences, seeing it through their eyes and their reactions. You know, when we go on these rides, not so much Space Mountain because it's pitch black, but I always look over at them and see how they're reacting to it. How are they enjoying it? We do that at shows. When we'll go see some of the shows, most of the time I'm not even watching the show. I'm just watching my family and seeing how much they're enjoying it because I get enjoyment from that. So it'll be a little different. See, that's awesome if you can do that. Yeah, Steve, I agree. Yep. Oh, you can definitely make the most of it. Absolutely. For me, those were the things that, you know, one of the things that has always been the best for me was when we walk into Magic Kingdom for that first time. Before I even look at the castle, I look over at my boys and Melissa to see their reaction. Because that's what gives me joy is watching them. And, you know, to see their reactions are fantastic all the time. And to see the smiles on their faces. It's what helps to make going back every single trip that much more special. Hey, Christy's Corner's in here. Welcome in. How are you? Welcome in. Everybody say hi to Christy. She's in here. She's got a great channel. Be sure to check her channel out. She does lots of Disney stuff as well. I think, Christy, if I'm not mistaken, you are a partner channel with, or at least at one time you were, Dole Whip Dab, with Jeff, if I'm not mistaken. So be sure to check out Christy's channel. Go out and sub to her channel as well. Great channel. Be sure to do that. Robin says, I'm with you there, Walt. The joy is what makes the trip so special. Oh, it is. It absolutely is. That's yes, Jelly Shirley, you're right. It's part of the magic. It's what makes the trip so much fun. When we get off of some of the rides, I look at them and they're smiling and they're having such a great time, and it's the best. It's what makes the trip so much fun. And we enjoy it. So this one's going to be different. I remember the first time Melissa and I, and it's the first and the only time Melissa and I ever went on a cruise. You guys are going to think we're corny as anything, but we went on this cruise, and most of the time we just talked about how much we missed the kids. If you can believe that. We had fun, don't get me wrong. We did. We had a good time. But it was like, oh, I wish the kids were here to experience that. Oh, I wish the kids were there to experience that. I don't know. Yeah, it is priceless for sure. Robin says she hasn't been able to bring herself to go to the park solo yet. I'll miss my family being there too much. Well, whether we want to or not, we're going to in August. We're going to experience it for the first time. I do know that Mason will be there for us with Galaxy's Edge, because he's really stoked for that. He's excited for that. He wants to do that. Hey, Chills TV, welcome in. Everybody say hi to Chills TV. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for joining us. We're definitely talking Disney, Galaxy's Edge, all kinds of great stuff. Hope everybody's doing well. But yeah, Mason will be there for Galaxy's Edge. He's really excited for it. And I'm excited for it too. I can't wait. I think it's going to be fantastic. And we're getting closer and closer and closer to it every day. And I think the thing that I'm most interested in from here on out is seeing what news Disney brings out for us to let us know how they're going to control the crowds. Because I'm hoping that at some point they have some sort of announcement as to what's going to happen here. They've got to have something planned. Yep, Steve, we're letting them out in the light. Christie's Corner says, the first time I ever went to Disney was 2007 during the spring break, my last year in college. I was pregnant with my son, so we had a girls' trip to Epcot. They drank around the world. I drove. It's true. It's exactly right. But they were glad you were there. You were their designated driver. That is so funny. Oh, my gosh. That is so funny. Let's go with the fifth gate. You know what? Maybe. Maybe down the road they'll go with the fifth gate. Christy, I think if they did a fifth gate, I know that a lot of talk has been that fifth gate could be a Disney Villains park. I don't know if there's enough content to do that. Maybe there is. I think Disney Villains is extremely popular, but we'll have to see. I don't know how they're going to go with a fifth gate, or what the main premise, or what would it be? Yeah, well, right, Steve, and I get that, but do they have enough content to be able to give you enough rides, attractions? Because it can't all be rides. It's got to be attractions. It's got to be shows. It's got to be. Are they going to have enough sit-down restaurants? Are they going to have enough quick service? Maybe. I guess they could. Christy, you're funny. Steve says he's going to call on Dark to them. Dark rides. Okay. Could you be more specific? No, I guess in all seriousness, I guess there's enough content there. That's why I'm not an Imagineer, because I'm not coming up with anything. They could do hers in Villains and incorporate the parts of Marvel that Universal doesn't use. Well, they could. If there's one area they could really do besides Villains, is I wish they could do a Marvel, because they could do a Marvel park. That's where a fifth gate would really work for them. I guess a Villains fifth gate, I guess that works. But but do you incorporate? I don't know. I don't know how they would do it. I don't know if I want all Villains, maybe part of it Villains, but we'll see. Robin says that was my husband and I last year when we did our first trip without our kids for our anniversary. Kept saying they would love this and that, but we did have a great time, just in a different way. Well, that's what I want. I mean, I'm sure it'll be different. We're still gonna have a great time. It's just gonna be different than what we're used to. I mean, we've been going to the parks literally 20 years. 1998 was the first time we ever went to Disney. So we're a little over 20 years at this point. And we went. Hey, D Hazel, welcome in. Everybody say hi to D. She's in here. Welcome in, D. Hope you're doing well. Hope you got your prizes from Jeopardy. Hopefully they got to you. Our first trip to Disney was 1998. We didn't go back until 2007, if you can believe that. We didn't. We almost went 10 years before we went back. Actually, I guess it was 10 years almost to the day. We didn't go back until 2007. And then after 2007, we didn't go again till 11. And then we went 11, 13, 15, 17, 18, 19. And then it just really took off from there. But we did. We went 10 years between going to Disney, if you can believe that. Christy's Corner says, if she were to go with the kids, I would spend most of my time in Epcot and Animal Kingdom, and of course, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I don't mind Harry Potter, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I think that world is really nice. I really wish Disney had gotten the rights to that. They had the chance, and I usually don't say this much, but I think Disney blew that one. Harry Potter in Disney could have been amazing. It really could have. Now, I know Disney owns Pandora at this point, but remember, when they built the land at the time, they didn't own Pandora. That was still owned by 20th Century Fox, or 21st Century Fox, whatever you want to call them. But we'll have to see what they do. They could have really done a great job with it. I really do think they could have. Steve says, as long as he's gone between visits since his first trip was 4 years. Yeah, I wish it had been that for us, Steve, but we went 10 years. We went in 98. And did not go until 2007. Now, a lot of that was financial. You know, it's all about what you can afford. And this was well before we even became DVC members. So those first few trips had to be few and far between because we had to save. And I'm sure a lot of you know what that's about. We just didn't have it. We just couldn't come up with it. We had to save and save and save. And finally would be able to make those trips back. Right. That makes sense. That makes sense, Christy. Christy says they weren't happy with the specs. They wanted the walkways to be wider, but J.K. Rowling wanted it to be more authentic. Fair enough. You know, and it didn't work out. It worked out for Universal. D. Hazel says, we haven't received them yet, but parcels can take a while. Hopefully you'll get them soon. Oh, Jelly Shonies, I hope you get back soon. I really do. I hope you get back soon. And Robin says they did want to give veto power. They did want to give veto power to J.K. Rowling, and she wouldn't do it without complete control. Disney messed up big time on that one. I think so, and I hate to say that because Disney usually understands good intellectual properties, and I think on this one they just dropped the ball. To Universal's advantage, because they have, if there's one thing that really keeps Universal relevant, it's Harry Potter. That's what makes them and keeps them relevant. If they didn't have the Harry Potter franchise, they wouldn't be relevant anymore. That's just my opinion, but that's how I see it. Noah says his first trip was 2007. Yeah, right, they didn't give... I knew what you meant, Robin. That's okay. 19 days. 19 days, Jelly's Journeys. That's not long at all. I hope you have a great time. Be sure to let us know how your trip goes. Well, I don't know. Disney can make things work, Steve. Steve says, I don't think it would have been the same, though, if they gave up complete control. Disney makes things work. You're right. They didn't want to give up complete control. And I think that was partly her fault, too. But she knew what she had, and she knew that whoever took it was going to do something good with it. And, you know, it still worked out for her. She didn't lose anything because of it. And Disney wanted to have, you know, most of the control. And I get that. You know, they know what they're doing. She didn't want to give it up. So it just wasn't the right match. And it was with Universal. Yeah, I do. I think that the Harry Potter world has saved Universal. As much as all the other areas are okay, they're just that. They're okay. Even the Marvel area, you know, the superhero island area, it's okay. You know, they've got Doctor Doom's Fearfall, Storm Blaster, whatever you call it. The Hulk's fine. The Amazing Spider-Man's the best ride they got over there. But other than that, the rest of it is just meh. It's not that great. And what else do they have? What else do they have? They have the Dr. Seuss area, which is okay. They have the Lost Continent area, which is terrible. They have over at Universal Studios Florida, they have some stuff. But all their rides are like simulator rides. They need to do different things. Because Fast and Furious and Jimmy Fallon rides have both tanked. Neither one of them have done well. And even the Kong ride's wasn't as well received as they had hoped it would. So Harry Potter has really saved Universal. Let's see, I think the Jurassic Park area, Christie's Corner, in my opinion, I think if you didn't have Harry Potter, it wouldn't save it. But that's why I think they're starting to change that area, too. From what I hear, they're thinking about possibly building a roller coaster in the Jurassic Park area. Well, they need to. They need to do something. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't mind the Dr. Seuss area. I do like the high in the sky ride thing. I think that's fun. It's relaxing, and it gives you some cool views, and it's neat. But overall, I mean, if they were to get rid of the Dr. Seuss area down there in Universal, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. Legoland from Disney is pretty far, Steve, if I'm not mistaken. I'll find out for you right now. How far is Legoland from Disney World? We're finding out now. Oh. It gave me Legoland, California. How far is Legoland, Florida from Walt Disney World? Let's see what it says. 37 miles, Steve. 37 miles from Legoland to Walt Disney World. So that's not far at all. And yes, Chris said the new Disney Harry Potter coaster looks great. It does look great. And again, Harry Potter, that's their big thing. They understand that. You know what, Chills TV, Simpson Land is nice. It's fun over there. I don't mind that. It's not bad at all. No, it's not even that, Chris. It's 37 miles. Yep, it's not far at all, bud. Yeah, they did. Christie's Corner, they broke some ground on it. They haven't really gone vertical yet on that new coaster over there for Jurassic Park. But you're right, they have broke ground. Yep, for sure. I don't know. I used to drive 30 miles to work one way. So 37 miles to me isn't that far. I don't think it's that far. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's probably, 37 miles is probably, about 45-minute ride with no traffic. So if you got traffic, maybe an hour at most, I think. So it's a little bit of a hike. It's not 10 miles down the road. No, you're right. But I don't know. I that's another place I think at some point I would like to visit is Legoland. It looks really nice in some of the videos I've seen. But who knows? We'll have to see. Maybe down the road we'll be able to do that place as well. I think that would be fun. But, yep. So there you go, guys. I know we're coming up on an hour. I said it was going to be a short stream tonight, and then we ran into an hour. Thanks to you guys with the questions and things like that. This is what made it go an hour. So I definitely appreciate everybody. I know this stream was a little bit less exciting than some of the other ones, and I think part of that is because the exciting person wasn't here tonight, and that's Melissa. But again, she's been under the weather. So everybody, please, send good wishes to Melissa. Send her some hearts out there. And we definitely hope that she feels better for next week. I'll be sure to send her good wishes from all of you. If you could just put it in the chat, that way if and when she watches this later, she'll see it. But, well, normally, Christie's, we'll go an hour. No, we'll try to make them better for you. Usually we'll usually do pretty well. We usually get about 20 to 25 people in here tonight, but I know some other people were streaming. So, I'm just happy that we had 11 people in here tonight. So I appreciate that very much. And be sure, folks, check out some of these channels. Of course, my partner channel, Steve's World, and my other partner channel, AJ at the Kingdom Times. Great channels. Do wonderful stuff. And check out some of these other channels that are in here. Disney World Adventures. Chris does wonderful stuff as well. He goes live. I think he might even be going live a little bit later tonight. You also have Disney Dan was in here earlier. We also have, of course, Steve's World. Christie's Corner joining us. Be sure to check out her channel. Let's give her some support. That would be great. We also have Noah. Noah, the Disney World fan, was in here. D. Hazel was in here. Jelly's Journeys. Robin was in here earlier. I appreciate you, Robin. Thanks for being in here. Chills TV was here. I appreciate y'all coming in. I really, really do. I'm hoping I didn't miss anybody. I apologize if I did. But everybody, I hope you had a good time with this stream. Again, I know we kind of were all over the place, but I just wasn't prepared. But I didn't want to not go live. We didn't give you guys any kind of warning, so I said, no, I got to go live at least a little bit. But Yep, he's all booked. Chris, oh Chris, yeah, Chris Disney World Adventures. I hope you got your trip booked for August as well. That'd be great. And yes, Steve's right. Saturday night, 8 o'clock, sports night. Our first episode. Myself, Steve, and maybe Chris from Disney World Adventures is going to join us, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk sports, all sports. But this episode, we're going to talk specifically about our top 5 greatest Major League Baseball players of all time. Each week, we're going to do a different topic on Saturdays. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some of them are going to be controversial. Some of them are just going to be fun. And we're going to banter back and forth, but it's all going to be in good fun. We'll respect each other's opinions on that, and we hope everybody in the chat joins us. It's going to be fun. And I hope everybody had a good time tonight. Again, I know it was a little bit ragtag and kind of all over the place, but I definitely appreciate the support. You guys are all wonderful. Again, thank you to the Live Place Dean over at Dreamers Empire. They do family-friendly live streams throughout. Go to theliveplace.com to check them out. Check out my partner channels again, Steve's World, AJ of the Kingdom Times. You can see their links in the description. And other than that, everybody, please take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'll tell Melissa that you all wished her well and to get better soon. And thank you all very much. Take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks, Dan. Take care, buddy. He ate food at 12:30 in the morning. Some of his will begin with the letter B. That is so funny. But thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. And we will talk to you all soon. Dan, go get some sleep. Take care. Bye-bye.